Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show. Hey everybody, thanks for coming back. Thanks for tuning in, yes, to the finale, the final episode of the season 9 of Seven Sunset on Netflix. Please help me welcome Erin to the stage.
Thank you for having me as always. We are at the end of the journey. We are reunion time.
Yes.
We are here for the reckoning of it all.
Okay, we got some looks and we got something to say.
They did dress up, didn't they? They dressed up. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
they did. I'll give it to them. You know, in the right setting, their dressing up is very impressive.
Pretty much.
They beat the housewives for reunion looks.
Girl, every time they come on scene, they beat the housewives, no matter which housewife it is, no matter what franchise. These heifers be dressing.
They do. They do. No matter how ridiculous it might look, they are dressing.
Let's take a look. Now, Mary.
I don't like
Cute.
it. I don't like it. It didn't fit her well.
Looked a little, you know, to do, but for some reason, her picture was way in the back. Like she's like, just take the damn picture. Come on.
It was a clunky dress. She's a tiny little woman, and it looked like really like clunky on her.
Well, she got her hands up on her hips. When you dip, we dip. She dip.
This was a fail.
Similar, but different.
She did it better.
Yeah.
I mean, I give it to her. Her hair is a little that wet look I didn't love.
It was.
It was a little greasy. That's all it was. I didn't like it. But the dress and the body, and then they did a shot of her walking away, and I'm like, your butt looks really good. Look at how tight that is in the wrong spot.
In the wrong spot. It's like, is that the undergarment part?
I mean, that girl is flawless, and it looks like that. That's terrible. This was a little too costumey for me.
Yes.
A little too morbid, a little too Morticia. I get it. I like her slightly goth vibes, but sometimes it's overdone. And this is an example.
I love this for her. I thought it was cute. Slay off on the tan, girl.
Oh my God. She was a Cheeto.
Suits that the drag girls put on.
It was too much. It was like, wow, you are doing the Raven. Like you're doing too much.
The Raven.
Like, yeah. Remember Raven from, Drag Race Review? Yeah. Everybody, she gets a lot of flack. She gets a lot of, stress for how much she,
her black chest.
Yeah, like, trying to look the same color as RuPaul. She looks like she's getting a little close to Cheeto colored. Okay. Especially with the accusations that are floating around about her.
This is
the second MAGA accusation, isn't it?
Who's the other one?
Wasn't there some kind of, she was cheating with a married man who was like a MAGA guy or something like that? Or was it just he was only a married man? I don't remember. I thought this was the second time we had MAGA affiliations. And let me just say something. I know that we're jumping the gun. If he's MAGA, he's you married him, you're MAGA. It doesn't matter if you don't believe that, like, because you're not saying that. Like, no. Like, when your partner has certain views and all that, yes, you can say I don't agree, and that's fine. There are people that do that, but like, given some of the situation, like, you are still choosing someone that believes that stuff, though. So like, there's some anyway. Sorry, I don't want. I'm jumping the gun. This was okay. I thought the top was cool, and when she sat down, it looked good.
And that's the important part.
It is. It's very
Okay,
important.
Betty Boop.
I didn't love this.
I didn't love this. This was just the most boringest thing I have ever seen on earth.
You don't like Sandra.
No, that's Alana.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. No, this was boring. Alana, this was a flopola. This was like
Ooh,
this was like something that a politician's wife would wear to a charity function.
big time.
Yeah. And you're a beautiful girl. Yeah.
Now this was beautiful. Give me a feather. And it had to be
Oh,
decent.
she did look great. She does. I mean, Amanza, if you lose another ounce, it's gonna be so painful because it's already on the borderline of hurt. But my God, are you snatched in every way possible? And this was cool.
This was my favorite.
Yeah.
This looked better than this. Just saying.
Just above.
I liked it. I liked it. It gave a little Red Riding Hood situation. I thought it was cute.
I don't like the earrings with it, and I think the hair was was the wrong choice. And the problem is that when she sits down, you lose the fact that it's sheer in the stomach. But it was still I didn't hate it. I mean, I loved the, like, I would want to wear something with like the sheer that she has because it covers up some flaws. You know what I mean? Like, makes you feel like you're not exposed. But I didn't hate it.
And here come them little kids running across the stage, child. Let's go back to my favorite while we finish setting up. What was strange were these fans' questions, child. Sandra doesn't think the twins are douchebags. I'm like, girl, really? You want to say that? Mary thinks Bree and Amanda are the most interesting. Alana does not have any good style, but promotes Bree's style. She admires Bree's style. Chelsea has a great walk. However, they think Emma does, and Emma Denner tripped over a dress. Bree wants Emma and Mary to babysit, and Amanda felt offended because she's the one in the group who loves babies.
Yeah, this is dumb.
Amanda and Mary are BFFs in real life. Chriselle chooses G for her co-star in a movie. Emma chooses attire for work versus how she goes out by whatever she feels like, child, because they all look the same. Those were pretty much the questions for this group. And I just thought it was, a little, off-putting, if you ask me, because they were going around looking for the questions, looking all awkward. And then this one here on the far right had the audacity to be fixing her drawers in her dress.
I thought it was funny. Like we said, I had a wedgie. I'm sorry. I thought it was a funny moment. Broke the ice a little bit.
What do you think about the questions?
They were trying to stir stuff up. They were weird. It seemed like Bree was riding really hard for Emma, like in like complimenting or kind of like wanting her on her side. I thought that was kind of interesting. Like, yeah, honestly, I was kind of like, all right, whatever. Let's get the show on the road, everybody.
Then they talked a little bit about the fires causing the devastation and their continued philanthropy, helping the community. Showed a cute video from the mother and daughter that we talked about in the season. Didn't want to put all that up. Just gonna brief little something over it. They thanked them for their generosity and gave an update. Everything's going well in their new digs. I think it's a rental. However, they're just gathering themselves and gathering, you know, moving on and replacing things. And we just wish them all well, continued success. You know.
Yes. Let's continue to pray for the areas affected by the fires.
Yeah, big time. So after all that feel good stuff, they get to the nitty doggone gritty. Um, this heifer come out.
Oh my.
Bet, backpedaling and pussy popping like usual. And then she wants to get into semantics about whether or not she said dead parents or just parents. Amaza made a good point, but you know that they're deceased, so it really doesn't matter whether you said dead or not. You're referencing her parents who are no longer living. This woman here, again from last season to this season, just doesn't know how to be hold herself accountable. I'm sorry. I'm glad she's leaving.
This was super annoying because we should no longer be involved in semantics. It doesn't matter that you're literally trying to quote verbatim and take away, I never said your dead parents. You were insulting her parents. It was a low blow. And really, if you weren't dumb, because this just shows that you're not smart, like this, you would just get to the top level of, and it was asked to you several times, are you sorry you said it or not? And if you weren't willing to cave, die on that sword and say, I don't feel that it was too inappropriate considering what was being said to me. I stand by it because they were accusing me. And let me just say, I hate to give Nicole anything, but Amanda, you should be ashamed of yourself. Because she said, you said that you did it with her. And then you walked
Correct.
that back. And then you walked that back. What
Correct.
was that? What was that? And then you admitted that you relied on some stories you had heard from friends as though it was the truth. And that goes back to the thing that Chriselle did where her assistant said or whatever. That's not cool. That's not direct knowledge of something that happened. So Nicole does have a leg to stand on. Y'all were crazy to be talking like that if you don't have firsthand. I don't even understand what was coming out of your mouth, you know? But Nicole, you have to read the room. If you can't say, I would have just been like, I'm sorry that I said it. Because it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? You can just say, I'm sorry that I said it. I'm also really insulted by what was said about me and drugs. So I would like an apology as well because I don't appreciate what you said, but I am sorry I said that to you. Like that really would have solved so many of her problems, but she just couldn't do it.
She was honing in on whether or not it offended Chriselle. She wanted to be sure she wasn't giving more than what she should. When Sandra made a perfect point, just clean up your side of the street. Don't worry about anywhere else.
Yes.
Just make sure your shit's straight.
Mm-hmm.
But this one here that we're looking at doesn't know how to do that. And wherever she goes, she's going to carry that same fucked up ass attitude and it's going to bite her in her narrow, where is her behind again, because her mindset has not changed. She's just going to use that same bullshit ass tactic somewhere else. Now she's going to the South where it's a different climate. Even though she may be familiar or be familiar, okay, let's hear about her time spent in Nashville with that same attitude.
She is so orange too. It's crazy. Like, wow, ladies, you went so hard with these spray tans. Oh my god! And look at how bony and pointy. Like this is just scary to me. Like we are glorifying skeletal looks right now. It's just really sad.
That's what it is over there.
I know, but it's going too far. It's just like I'm looking at all of them like, yo. So anyway,
I think it's so different I'm saying this because it's been going on over on this part of town for so long. We don't see them a lot, but when we do, it's
No,
jarring, ain't it?
I just think it's disturbing. We have a
It
trend
is.
of thin culture right now that I'm like I'm gonna keep calling out, and like it's just going too far. The pendulum has swung. If we did like a sociological study, we could see where, the heroin chic evolved into throughout the decades, where we had, you know, all of it. We had body positivity for a while, and now we're having a backlash, so it's just I'm going to keep talking about it because I just think that this is influential on young women especially, but young people, and it's concerning because this is not an attainable body standard.
For them, it is. They're
True.
fine with it. The waif is been around,
It has.
and there's always going to be uh someone or an acceptance of whatever, even though it may be ill looking or ill fitting or just, girl, what you doing? It's going to be accepted somewhere because that's the culture.
Yes, and this look is elitism right now, like people are using it because, to me, most of the time, body trends in appearance and weight and stuff, it's always been associated with the wealthy, with people who have money to do such things. So it's really a class system issue. And so, anyway, I feel bad because it's like I'm not trying to straight up body shame these women, but like at the same time, I'm not going to just like not point out that I think we're in a dangerous territory here with what we're projecting to young folks as like a standard of beauty.
And maybe that's why Amanda tried to clean up the fact that she's already let the cat out the bag, that she did coke with you, Miss Thing, right here. But for some reason, she wanted to act like she didn't say that
Yeah.
when she said it as loud as the
Yeah.
rolling sea. I mean, the
I
fact
don't
that she
understand.
admitted to doing it with her, what Amanda said on this stage right here, I just never took Amanda for some punk puss. I really didn't.
But I almost believe that she was drunk and lied in the first place because the way that she goes, "Have you done it with me?" and the way Amanda was like, "No," like she couldn't look her in the eye and go, "We don't want to go there" or whatever. Because if I really did go with that with you, and I said it, and then you demanded that, and I knew that we did it, I would look you dead back in the eye and say, "Do we really want to go there?" Like Rochelle said, because I'll stand by it if I need to.
They it's been said, it was done, and to try and
Yeah.
say something different now, you looking, real foolish. And it's already been said. There's really no need to even discuss it, actually, because the whole issue of her of bringing her on this reunion, as the host said, was for her to apologize and move on and move forward. So she couldn't do that. Okay, well, look like we're not gonna get anything. Okay, bye, girl. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh,
Yeah, but Amanda owed her an apology. I'll stand by that.
for what?
You lied on her about drug use. You just said I heard it from a couple of people, and I just went with it.
That was a lie. She was truthful at the Galentine's or the
Well,
Friendsgiving.
either way, she needs to stand behind it, or she needs to apologize. Like what was done, like that's not cool.
I mean, girl, these people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
Listen,
saying Nicole owed Chriselle an apology for saying something stupid. She tried to be savage and it was just like it didn't work. It didn't fly. She needed
yeah,
to apologize. But those girls sat there and said that they did coke with her. She did coke. They called her all kinds of things. They directly attacked her character, not some dead parents. And the fact that nobody stood behind that part or offered her an apology, I think, is a failure on that part for some accountability because that was nasty crap to say to her. I'm not saying I like her. Bye, go to Nashville. It's fine. But if you want to be, in my opinion, objective about it, you've got to give Nicole a little bit in that nobody was taking accountability for saying that crap about her.
I don't agree.
Who took accountability?
Hardly anybody.
But you don't think that they needed to like stand behind calling her a cokehead?
If that's what she was doing, how what are they apologizing for?
But then to be at the
Saying it?
reunion, but then to go to the reunion and say that none of the things that they said were actually accurate, that they just heard some rumors from friends.
Yeah, that was a lie, Amanda
But
said at the reunion to cover up the fact that she spilled the beans at that Friendsgiving situation. You can see it in her face, the way she was looking
right,
and
well then maybe
all
she
of
should have
that.
apologized to Nicole for outing her then. Like I just don't agree with like I'm gonna out you and then I'm gonna cover it up with a lie. And,
Yeah,
like for whatever reason.
this whole situation is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Don't even mention it, first of all. But the fact that Nicole was acting, in my opinion, Nicole was acting so out of sorts and bringing up dead parents. It was like you're going low. Somebody went to hell on you. So how does it feel?
Um, they were calling her a cokehead before she went on the dead parents.
They did?
Yeah.
What did they say?
She brought up the fact that they had said that about her earlier. And then she was like, you have the wrong one because this is not the first, she brought up Chriselle saying that about her. So,
Oh, okay.
so from
Okay.
last, so like, here's the thing. I don't think either. I think she needed to apologize to Chriselle, but that wasn't in my opinion, the most egregious thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't necessarily, and like you believe Amanza was saying that. I think she was super drunk. I could tell how many people were drunk at that Galentine's. I don't know what I believe. I don't know which one I believe. I'm not confident about the party, nor am I confident about the reunion, other than Amanda is now a liar, like straight up, like trying to act like something didn't happen. And that to me is suspect. I don't think that's cool.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm just trying to say that, like, I do feel like Nicole had some points, but overall, but I feel like the fact that she wouldn't take a knee and apologize didn't allow for her to have any of her accountability, because it's like, well, why should we be accountable to you? You won't be accountable to us, kind of thing.
I can
So,
see that because they are at the time and still are enemies. They're never going to be cordial to each other. And Chriselle knew at the beginning of that Friendsgiving dinner that she didn't see it for Nicole. So whatever came out of her mouth came out of her mouth. I really can't blame her. And it was an ugly situation. Not because I don't like Nicole. I'm saying this from previous seasons. I think these last three, 7, 8, and 9. I think Nicole may have come at the end of 7, but definitely from previous until now, Chriselle should have kept it 100 with Nicole. So-called forgiving her or accepting her apology when it really wasn't an apology, just to, I guess to satisfy whatever, in my opinion. I just wanted Chriselle to keep it real with her because there's no, and then for Chriselle to notice more happenings with Nicole time after time after time. At that dinner, it wasn't going to go well. I think, she came in kind of hot. And at this
yeah.
reunion, there's so much resentment for both of them. It wasn't going to go well either way.
Yeah. Well, I think that the key to unlocking anything was Nicole just apologizing and saying, regardless, I'm sorry that I went there. It was offensive. And then I would stand on my own horse and say, I too was attacked and I don't appreciate whatever.
I
But
was
like
thinking the same thing. Yeah.
right? It's
Uh-huh.
like, but the fact that you won't offer that to the collective gets you shut down every time.
Yeah.
So I just felt like, girl, you're playing the wrong move, stupid. Like you're gonna get
Right.
kicked out. Because it's like, even though I see that you have a leg to stand on, you have to take a knee on your comment. You have to. The rest of these people aren't gonna play ball with you unless you do, you know? So bye, Nicole. Have fun in Nashville.
And to clear up what I said before, it was cleared up here. Nicole was not fired. She was just removed from the office and worked from home.
Yeah.
During this time, up until this time. So
Yeah.
just because I did say she was fired.
Oh, yeah, I thought she was too, but I guess they felt the need to clarify. But so, okay, fine. You were removed from the office because you don't get along with anybody. No matter what, that's what you proved at this reunion. So, and everybody was trying to give you a bone, trying to help you to come back,
Everybody, child.
and you were
Everybody.
like, nope, I am not going to do the thing that you asked. And it's like you can still have your feelings about what was done to you, but unless you apologize, it's a strategic move. You don't even have to mean it. You just have to do it. Like you could walk it back next season, but like if you want to keep going, you need to do it. And she just wouldn't, and it was really weird. It was like watching somebody bump into a wall.
Mm-hmm.
Bye, Orange Nicole.
So as you can see, they're just exhausted over this woman. They were, Amanda tried, and then just trying to, skate past all of this. It just wasn't a good look. So yeah, girl, bye, girl. We just gonna have to move on. Bree's Galentine party, child. That was interesting. When they were discussing, it's funny how at this point Mary's trying to laugh it off. Oh well, I was just going through, but it was at every time she had a pause in between trying to explain why she was such a crackpot over all of this, and he's just trying to ask her. So it's just really weird how she tried to, in my opinion, try to play it off and not be as serious as she was then. Maybe she's calmed down by this point. I don't know. But the look on Chelsea's face, hearing her describe how bothered she was just by Chelsea's name being on the plate, it was a little chuckling as well. But I really wanted Mary to be more serious at this juncture because she's just trying to laugh it off as if it was just. I'm looking back at it now. It's just so funny now. It's like, but you was crying at a party. You was under the table. You was ready to leave. You had to check her name off of a 2 or 3 story house just to prove that you can do it. I would have appreciated it if she would have taken this moment a lot more seriously, is all I'm just trying to say.
She's trying to, as Alexander would say, Alexander Rogers on YouTube, go check him out. Backpedal and pussy pop. That's what she's trying to do with this whole situation because I do think she's in a little bit better place than she was. I do think it's legitimate to say that I was stressed out and overreacting. But honestly, I think this would have been such a great opportunity for you to look at Chelsea and say, looking back, I think I was struggling with some PTSD. I think I was going through a lot, and I looked at your situation with a warped lens and I overreacted and I made this more than it was. And I apologize. I was not in the right frame of mind. My nervous system was extremely dysregulated, and I didn't have the kind of judgment I feel like I do now that I am more grounded.
If that were true, sure. But she took the same stance as this one, just not in such a,
She did. She did.
standoff
I know.
way, because remember, she apologized for how this one was treated instead of holding her accountable the way she held her accountable at the Friendsgiving. You have to continue the consistency. If she's wrong, she's wrong. She was more wrong than being owed an apology. But this one here, like you said, if she would have looked this one in the face and had a more of an honest moment, this is how you hurt me. This is why I can't with you. This is why it would have been a perfect opportunity to let it out on this reunion stage. But maybe either she didn't care to hear what Chelsea has to say, or maybe she didn't want to get read again. I don't know.
Probably not. Mary's not good with confrontation, but she let Bree step in and do it for her. Remember when Bree made the comment, well, like, you ignore her at every like event, you snub interaction, and then, while the cameras are on, it just happens to get flowers. So she explained why it could potentially look bad. She explained for Mary. And again, I told you, Mary's been doing this in interviews. She was already committed to I didn't want production messing with me. I felt manipulated. I felt vulnerable, and I freaked out. But the thing is, Mary, you hung on to this narrative that this was like some poison flowers sent to you by the Wicked Queen
I was just thinking the same thing.
throughout the rest of the season. And it just doesn't work, because you can claim that for overreacting the day that the flowers were sent to you, but you cannot use that excuse to then you're freak out at the Valentine's Day party. You're telling Jason it's me or her when you went into the office, like the way that all of that doesn't, you don't have an excuse. And so, again, you are trying to peddle this idea that you were, really mad at production more than her. And you're acting like her disingenuous flower send was an attack. And it's crazy. It's still crazy. No matter what you say, it's still crazy.
Another failure on this show's part was not to bring up to Mary, as we notice in the different scenes, and just like Chrishell tried to explain to you in the moment, that Chelsea was genuine with how she felt about her sincerity, that you and your husband and home were violated, and she felt bad. She honestly had moments on the show that she explained and was vulnerable, even though y'all not getting along. She still showed you grace. What do you have to say about that? It would have been nice for Mary to answer to those scenes that showed Chelsea showing her sincerity and grace.
I agree.
But they didn't do that, unfortunately.
No, they didn't. They didn't. They kind of let Mary slide on this one.
Girl, Grease.
Yeah. Because like I said, it just simply doesn't warrant even this conversation about it. They are not poison flowers, everybody. It's just, Or how about Chelsea being mad that Bree, you sure took the opportunity to have a scene on camera by throwing them the way that you did. You can flip it and being like, well, you may have thought I was doing it for camera time, but you certainly took the opportunity to have some camera time yourself.
Right. It wasn't even about you. It was about Mary.
Yeah,
how about
exactly.
You support her instead of catering to the bullshit?
Right. So, the whole thing was like, this is the horse you're gonna, this is the horse you're gonna ride in on. This is the stand you're gonna die on, or whatever the hell saying. Like, wow, okay, this is really dumb.
And just how Bree is writing for Mary and her bullshit, so is Sandra writing for Bree and hers. She feels as though Bree is whom she's most closest with. Of all the women, Bree, the bitch, the self-proclaimed bitch, that's who you want to tatter yourself to. Okay. Watch out.
We shall see how that goes.
Won't we?
I mean, I don't necessarily think aligning yourself, like I guess maybe there are some others that would probably be better, but
stay
I
out
don't
of
know.
it. Just stay out of it. But call Sabrina. Sandra, stay out of it, girl.
Well, she didn't.
Well, we have something better to talk about. There's some love in the air. Chriselle and her partner G rekindled their annual vows, not vowels, people, VOWS, not VOWELS, with a pirate self-pin I remember
Yeah.
this movie from such a long time ago.
It was Renaissance.
Girl, it looked like pirates and the girl.
It looked like the Caribbean to you, but no, it was
Girl.
Renaissance. That's what the Tan said. I don't know if I like Tan as the host, but anyway, he moves it along, but like,
You may kiss your bride.
yeah, yay for you guys. You're some of those annoying people that do that every year.
Who was Jackie and Doug?
That's exactly who I was about to say, and I was like, I
Ugh.
wouldn't model after them.
Where are they nowadays, child? What's going on down to the Ponderosa? All them rumor mills and carrying on. I wonder what's going on. I want to see what's going on there.
I don't know.
What else I put on my thing, child? Emma. Oh, child. So now we gone, child. And she's just so happy talking. She's all beaming and just just love my partner so much. They're just so special. Yes. Then we go to something that ain't so special. And as you can see, woo, Bree chiming in, instigating, making matters worse again. First, she instigating for Mary against Chelsea. Now she instigating to Emma against Chriselle. And that Chriselle said some things she should not have said on social media about Emma and her toxic relationship. As we mentioned in the previous episode, we come to discover that the toxicity of Emma's relationship with Blake was worse than what we could have imagined. I'll say what was said instead of saying what I think it is. The fact that Chriselle mentioned having to, be fearful for Emma, and that, calling me from the bathroom, whispering, crying for help, things of that nature only means one particular thing. Like, why are you scared of your partner? That shouldn't be. And like Chriselle said, I would do whatever it takes. Well, you should have sent the police over there then. Because if you're fearful for your friend, let the police know. That's how I feel about it. I'm 10 toes down with it. And if there's something more serious going on, then go over there with the police and demand something, because it only takes one time for something bad to happen to where people can't recover from. I feel bad for Emma. And then some more things came out to where Mary felt it was prudent to tell Chriselle that it was inappropriate to divulge such private info. This reminds me so much of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Like
with Taylor.
Yeah, just we gotta stop covering stuff up, y'all. That's what I feel. I mean, to each his own, but a life is a life. If people are that fearful of their partner to where those behaviors are happening, something more needs to be done versus just waiting it out. in my opinion. Anyway.
Yeah, it's a really tough situation. That's what I'll stand 10 toes down on. Like, I don't know. I mean, the fact that Russell, like, killed himself, like, anyway, offed, unalived. We're not supposed to say that on
Yeah.
TV. That was, like, here's the thing that I know for a fact. Loving someone in an abusive situation is very hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like loving an addict in the way that the attachment dynamic, the trauma bond is. And it's very obvious that Emma is in a trauma bond. I understand why Chriselle is like really adamant about not liking him. Even Chelsea's like, I don't stand for this dude. I just don't. You know? So it's obvious he's a piece of crap. I think here's what Chriselle could have said more eloquently than what she did by posting something publicly. You could say to your friend, you are now lying and sneaking off to be with him in a way that you're not having integrity in your friendships. Because instead of staying with your friends and committing to enjoying the plans that you had, the Beyonce concert, you skulked off to be with him and you didn't tell them the truth about it. And that's not right. That's not living in integrity when you're like doing stuff like that. So, it's like going to like feed your habit kind of crap.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to stand 10 toes down that a private yacht on the Bahamas getting flown out private was worth lying to your friends or worth leaving a Beyonce concert, stand on that. But it's kind of obvious now in the way that everyone's reacting that this guy is not good and that you're really stuck in a weird situation. You're not standing up for, you're trying to like slip in and out of like, well, that's not me. I don't stand for that. And you're misinterpreting the situation and blah, blah, blah. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, you're just tap dancing right now, Emma. Like, it's clear that nobody thinks this man is a good idea. And if you're calling from the bathroom whispering, there's an insinuation that like it's at a much higher level and production needs to like, be careful. This is potentially a plot line that is like really unhealthy, everybody, that has some
Yeah.
ramifications. So, and
Right.
I and I understand Bree and Mary saying, "Wow, you're really going to out the situation," but like you're also enabling the situation if you don't talk about it. So,
Mm-hmm.
Chriselle was kind of saying, I'm at the point where I don't think our friendship is surviving because of the way that you're treating me to go be with him. So I'm going to tell your business. But it is also dangerous sometimes to expose, ABUSE because, the person might suffer some really harmful ramifications for publicly humiliating someone, So it's just, this situation is crazy. This is a lot. I knew I didn't like him from the jump. Did not. Douche canoe central. And
You
here's
were
the proof.
right. You were right from the beginning. You was right from the middle. And right in the end, I tried to give this dude a little bit just because I
And
didn't know.
yes.
Yeah, but now that I do, up until the part about hiding in bathrooms and whispering, trying to, you know, reach out for help in a way, however she, all of that. Up until then, it was just, he's just, but this changed the game, in my opinion. It's not respected, it's not appreciated, and for him to make her feel like that, mm-mm. Again,
Yeah.
no one should feel like they're scared in their relationship.
Emma, you need some therapy. You need a guided professional to help you untangle out of this toxic relationship.
And more about this with Chriselle and Emma Child. And this one left just kept instigating to where it was just ridiculous. I did appreciate Chelsea's mention at when similar to what I said about Chriselle owning that you can't be so nasty and unappreciative of your friend's mate outside of the other things he was doing, because Chriselle mentioned he's using the N-word so freely, trying to use his black friends as scapegoats. Oh, and then Emma backing him up, saying, well, no, he said his friend, girl.
Yeah.
And misgendering folks. Oh, it's like Emma had an excuse for him for everything Chriselle brought to the table. It's team too much. And if you have to make excuses for your mate in that way about those issues, it's a no for me, dog.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a hell to the no.
Because if you're making excuses, you're co-signing.
Hello.
You just are. You're co-signing because you're also saying like I'm willing to be with someone that thinks that way. And
Knowing good and well they think that way. They're not just saying it.
I'm not going to be in the car and my white partner, singing the N-word in the song. I'm not. I'll get out the car. Like, I'm not being like, I won't have a partner that says that word ever. Like, I can honestly tell you, like, I was raised, you don't ever, ever, ever say that word. That's one of the worst things that was like, not that I ever tried. I'm just saying, like, it was always the N-word and it was like forbidden, you know? You don't even go near that. That's none of your business word. That's a none of your business word. And I feel that way. I would have a partner that needs to feel that way. Like, unless they're, a person of color and has the right to say it. So
and that's my thing. I don't think anybody should say it, including who it's used against. It's hateful. It's hate speech, just like anything else that people get canceled for. They don't get canceled for the N-word because it's used so much, it's commonplace and it's sick and disgusting, in my opinion. I don't think any hate speech should be glorified or considered romantic, or it's silly to me. And I'm Black, African American, however it's described nowadays. Hell, it's just so silly to me. And to hear people say we're going to take it back. We didn't give it to take back. It was pressed upon us to keep us down. So how does that translate into something affectionate? I don't get it, and I never will.
like, even though again, when someone is wrong, the devil's in the details. They go and dive into semantics. The top line is, you cannot say that your man isn't like anti things that are important, and it, and you're trying to dance around, tap dance, and be like, well, he didn't mean it that way in that instance. But like, Chriselle is standing on business in saying that she believes that he is anti-woke. You know what I mean? Like, he's got complete bro beliefs.
Anti-civil, because it ain't just N-word, it's misgendering, it's aligning himself with racist views, with all this politics stuff. It's like, girl, when all this came full circle, I'm like,
Yeah,
and what's her name? Church was like, don't even ask me to back him up on anything.
She did.
Yeah.
She was like, So, even the neutral one had to draw a line in the sand.
Girl.
That should tell you something, because Chelsea's been neutral as hell about the situation.
She really has.
That's your friend right there going, ooh, well, hit the line. And it's something to consider. Like, girl, there is another wealthy man that will not be like this to you. There is. And he is just as not good looking.
And why have somebody that problematic in your life?
Yeah.
Like, girl,
I don't care what he does for you. Like, It's sad. You need a therapist to help deprogram your brain. You're in a trauma bond. You're in a bad situation. You're showing that you have self-worth issues, even though you have all the pretty privilege in the world. It's just go get some help. There are therapists that specialize in deprogramming women's brains that have been sucked into, uh, you know, toxic relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And you clearly are embarrassing yourself now trying to defend this piece of crap. Chriselle did pull a stunt. Everybody's trying to make her accountable for pulling a stunt, but I don't think she really cares because I think she hates the guy that she's with and doesn't have a problem outing him. The people on the show that are trying to protect Emma are trying to say to her, you were really like showboaty with what you chose to do. The very thing that you're all accusing Chelsea of doing, Chriselle actually kind of did. She made it public and she pulled a stunt on Emma's relationship, but she also felt livid that Emma was lying and going out to be on the yacht. So drama. But yeah, it was interesting because Chriselle was not wanting to acknowledge that she shouldn't have made the accusation she made publicly.
And that's where I'm agreeing with Bree as well. When you have a BFF, you don't put things out against them, period, especially something so heinous and egregious to even, put out about their life. And then, of course, what's her name? What's the girl name, child? This one right here. Not her.
Amanda?
Nah, Emma.
Oh,
She was
Emma.
going in at how it was damaging her, or it could have damaged her business, brought more negativity towards her whole situation. And this sounds so much like something we've already been through in another franchise on another reality show, where people want to go to social media about their so-called friends and out them about something or put their business out because they're upset. Like, what? So I agree. No, don't do that. No, don't do that.
I
Even
agree.
though, but then what was more surprising, girl, was when Chriselle said, well, we weren't friends at that point. Well, when were they not? Girl, Emma Ann was like, oh, girl,
yeah.
she said, Chriselle,
She was really mad about the Bahamas. But here's something, Chriselle, shame on you, because if she really was in a ABUSIVE situation, you outing him or doing something aggressive online like that could put her in a dangerous situation for retaliation. You could have put her safety in jeopardy with something like that. Because if it's really that serious and he's dangerous and whatever, then like not protecting your friend first because you were really mad about the way she was handling things is not the most like the way that you expect people to handle you in your situation. It was reckless. You don't know what that could have sparked. Just like the way that Camille outed Taylor. Taylor didn't know if she was going to go home and get beat up because of what happened.
Yeah.
Like, so that's where you have to be really careful. Now, granted, the fact that Camille said that like freed Taylor eventually and in a really awful, horrible way and a lot of things. So, but you made a tweet to get back at her. Like you didn't, you you didn't do it. You weaponized that. And so, and if you were mad enough to not be friends with her anymore, you were sure buddy, like I don't know, you should have talked to her about it. Instead of that,
Yeah.
remind me never to beef with you if we're friends.
I'm just saying, like, girl, it wasn't wise. And again, if whoever's listening, if you feel as though your loved one is in a dangerous situation with their partner, call the police and say exactly what you know. Period. Poo. Because you, it, child, listen. It's better to be safe than sorry, and if you got some friends in low places, dot.
I totally co-sign on that one.
What else happening with these heifers, child? It was something else. Let me see what my notes say. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, I think that was it.
Well,
Oh,
Bree, what?
this is where it got really good, because while Bree was chiming in with Emma and Chriselle was getting into Bree's behind about the hate speech she was doing on via text. Didn't know that it would get back to Chriselle, but apparently, see, another assistant situation to where folks talking to each other, showing text messages of other people, and then Bree gonna have the audacity to say, people can switch things up all the time. Did you say you didn't say it? Did you say you didn't text anything wrong?
She did. She said she didn't do it. She did.
Then that's when Chriselle should have had her receipts on deck. Oh, well, this is what it says right here.
I
That's
agree.
what you do.
I wanted a binder.
Because that will shut all that down. You can't accuse somebody and then not have something to back it up. Just like Chelsea had her phone to prove what, the things she's going to prove in a minute. That's why you should have had yours too, Chriselle. Y'all need to be, y'all supposed to be BFFs. Y'all need to be thinking alike right here, right here, right here. Because that's how you shut that mess down, especially when it's any hate going on. You want to shut it down, show the receipt, and move on and make whoever it is look like a fool.
Yeah. I agree.
Especially if you say you got it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, that needed to be proven. You can't say that Bree said that about you and your partner. Like, here's something. I respect that people have said homophobic things about your relationship and it must really suck. But if you're going to accuse one of your castmates of doing so, you must produce receipts. You cannot weaponize your relationship and sway the audience. And you cannot let us feel like that's a possibility. You are going to make a serious claim. You need to have a quick way to prove it, a reference. You need to not, I heard it from the he ha, like Amanda walked back the cocaine accusation. Y'all need to be better about this. I don't like it.
No, I don't mean I don't believe you, Chriselle. It's just that out of these two, I would believe Chriselle versus Bree.
Oh, and that was another thing. They tried to gaslight Sandra. Bree did say, I don't ask about your pronouns, your politics, or Mariah.
I was waiting on them to go there.
And then they tried to gaslight her that I said pronouns. Yes, bitch, you did. You did. I remember being struck by that comment. I thought it was weird.
That's, so like, yes. That
so,
should have been a part of this conversation too.
And they didn't. They literally gaslit Sandra on the stage saying, oh, she didn't say pronouns. Yes, she did. I heard it. That is what she said to her. You don't talk about pronouns, politics, or Mariah. Like, they literally, so that was weird. So I don't know if that's a clue that she could have possibly been, crap talking their situation. If she did, shame on you, girl, because you living in a harem. You can't throw stones at anybody's house. You living in the biggest glass one there is. But I mean, there was no proof, and I didn't like it. There was no receipts.
Me either.
So I don't like it.
And lastly, we're going to talk about the robbery situation. This fool came on. Surprisingly, he was more quiet than usual. I think it was a tactic considering how loud and proud he was when he wanted to yell at Chelsea because Chelsea and his wife had a thing. I just think it was, again, real calculating and, and manipulative of this show for him to be real quiet. And he lost a lot of weight just thinking about looking at his face, looking at him. He's probably lost about 50 pounds, look like. Because he was a little thick last time I saw him. But anyway,
Maybe he was doing steroids. You never
girl,
know.
no telling. Maybe that's why he had that rage against
That's what I'm
Chelsea.
saying. He's real calm now and he's skinty.
Because he had a very large racial overtone in his comments.
I'm gonna say allegedly to my comments because I'm just like I'm flinging. Usually, like I'm like, don't say that. I'm like, but allegedly, I'm making jokes. I'm flinging accusations a little casually. I need to check my own self, but you know.
And if you want to know what he said, just go back to our reviews on season 7, because
Yeah,
we were shocked that there was no reunion.
And he was wild, and he was out of pocket.
Yeah, because we both, and you too, was like, I can't believe he talked to her like that.
Agreed. No, it was bad. It was like, yo, get out of it. It's like, yeah.
Like, hello. I don't know. Hopefully that's not fueling Mary as well. We don't want to go there. You know.
It was like when Nene said, stay out of, women's business.
To Peter, called him a BI.
Yeah, that's what someone should have said to Romaine. That was a Peter moment.
Now this part was a little struggle bus. So the host was commenting on or asking Mary and Romaine, what the situation was and everything, and that people were getting robbed in the neighborhood. I still haven't heard anything on the news. You know how they say, and a string of robberies are happening. You know how they do on the. I have not heard that at all. I'm not saying that it's not true. Not that type of narrative, but just the fact that the light wasn't shined on the neighborhoods that were getting robbed due to the fires. I mean, come on. I think that could have helped, with trying to hone in on or even shine light so that it would lessen, in my opinion. But
I don't know. I feel like a lot of that stuff probably did get coverage. We just didn't catch it. There was so much going on at that time with the fires and what was going on. I mean, there was just a lot going on, period. So, I don't know. Like, I think, Romaine, did he even talk? Like, it felt like he was like there and then bye, Romaine.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit,
Whatever. I mean, like, we're very well aware of what they went through by this point. We don't need to recap. You know what I mean? Reunion, we don't need to recap this part. We are very well aware. Mary has made it very clear.
And Chelsea Chelsea also prefaced what she was going to say with just reiterating how horrible it was for them. And she offered, some grace and everything for their situation. And she was hurt by the comments that Mary made, stating, I'm offended that Chelsea, someone who was married to a millionaire who gets child support, alimony, and is on this national, international show, is complaining about being a single mom. No, talk to me and Amanda about being single moms. And then the blow, where Chelsea said that hurt because she had a little twinkle in her eye, according to the host. I didn't see a tear, but she had a twinkle in her eye, that she's not getting any more money from her ex-husband. Every dollar she makes goes into her household to take care of her 2 kids. And it was offensive because Mary just took it and ran with it and blurted out to the whole World Wide Web television when she was actually false. And that was the only time Mary was apologetic.
Yeah, it was uncalled for. Mary was just way too
Hello.
entitled to be mad at her. Honestly, it just goes back to the narrative of like it she did her offense, the punishment doesn't fit the crime.
And have the audacity in that same apology to expect an apology from Chelsea. I mean, yeah, Chelsea. Like, girl, for what? Help me.
Yeah.
What does Chelsea need to apologize to you for? How
I'm
about your
sorry.
husband need to be apologizing to Chelsea?
I'm sorry I sent you flowers in condolence of your
Excuse
robbery.
me.
That sounds crazy. I'm sorry I sent you flowers.
Mary referenced what has happened with them all along. So it must have been the text message, all of the things, but what any of that deserves an apology for?
No,
I,
it's
I, I don't
weird.
get it.
It's weird because it's like those are the reasons why the two of you didn't like each other, and then you had something tragic happen to you. If she had something tragic happen to her, are you saying that you wouldn't have reached out? It just that's the common practice? Like, or if something really shitty happened, maybe you would have sent your condolences or your sympathies, or you would have sent a gesture. You don't know. But the fact that you had something awful happen to you, she sent you a gesture because you're coworkers. You can't rely on the
Hello.
fact that you all weren't doing well at the time to make it completely unreasonable that this woman sent you some kind of empathy move. Like, it's crazy to me. I feel like every time I talk about it, I'm like, this is so stupid. Why are we even debating this? Why are we even debating this? I'm sorry I sent you flowers. That's crazy.
And then Chriselle chimed in and said, I really don't understand the double standard between Bree's olive branch for this Galentine's party and Chelsea sending flowers. Like, come on. Really?
Well, I mean, they didn't accept it because they were like, that was, they questioned Bree's intentions with it too. I hate it when people try to compare other people's behaviors. Like, it just didn't make sense. It just didn't.
Yeah, so
And
Chriselle was saying, like, what's this double standard? It's okay for this olive branch, but it's not okay for this olive branch. They're both
well,
olive branches.
yeah, but I mean, I still think it's like a mango and a banana. It's like, like something tragic happened to Mary, and the office showed sympathy. And you're saying that because of the situation with you and Chelsea, that it was far too unreasonable for her to send you a gesture.
Crazy, nasty, crazy work. Crazy
Yeah,
work.
and that's nuts. And you know it. You know that you oversold this storyline, and now you're trying to fix it.
And I love how what's the name said it was an overreaction to everything happening to Mary, causing her to do what she did regarding the flowers.
Yeah, they were beautiful flowers. I can't believe you just said that. When she said that, I was like, this is the crazy. This is insanity. This is more gaslighting. This is like Amanda saying, I didn't do drugs with Nicole. Like, what is happening? You
And
know?
speaking of Amanda, then she chimes in with something a little profound. She says, we need to upsize our maturity and our ability to see outside of ourselves and just like try to appreciate our positions at the Oppenheim group and respect that we have a platform we can be spreading love on.
She was right.
Similar to what Chelsea was saying about how much she appreciates the opportunity to be where she is in her job, and she's not going to mess that up. She's not going to let that go for anybody. At the same time, Mary is suggesting that Chelsea be let go.
Yeah.
Girl.
Mary, you need therapy. This is too much. And I agree with the rest of them saying we need to work on just being grateful and spreading more love with one another. Um, yeah, it's just this went it was a complete overreaction. A complete.
This was when Chelsea showed her phone as to when things were showing that she was not calculated in sending the flowers or even contacting the flower shop. But Bree backing up her BFF over there in that pretty dress that's too heavy for her. Oh, there's Roman. He's still there. Um, just backing up bullshit. Like, girl, it was y'all too old. Y'all too old for this. Be more reasonable. And or just say, Mary, I don't want to accept nothing from her. I don't like her. Do something
Yeah.
like Giselle Bryan, hell, because that's what you're acting like right now. You're
Yeah,
acting
that
very unreasonable and to the point where we just don't want you on the stage no more.
that's just the level we're at. We're just at that level. Like if you're trying to do an ultimatum me or her over flowers, I don't want it. Take a break. It should be you. I choose you because you're the one that needs to calm down.
Well, actually, it's the reading for filth that made Mary go the way she's going now. Because after being read for filth at that dinner, that's when she started talking about Chelsea must go and not so strong language. She doesn't want to be talked to, like she said, about those text messages. Don't talk to me like that. Because Chelsea read her for filth in a text message. Well,
Yeah.
Sometimes people argue. Everybody doesn't argue the same. She's not trying to fight you. So what's the problem?
I mean, the text message when she read her for filth, if Mary's the manager, Mary can tell you what you can and cannot wear if you kind of have it that way, But like, I just feel like that, all of this is irrelevant because you had a tragic incident and someone sent you condolences for what happened. And now you're trying to say, you accuse her of having some kind of manipulative mastermind gesture behind sending you flowers. Even if that were true, it was flowers.
On camera, like that's supposed to do something.
Yeah, the impact to your life is nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. It really is nothing. So to be at this level in the game when the impact of the gesture is nothing, except for giving Bree a dramatic moment to break a flower pot, I'm like sitting here going, I don't understand. So, you just don't like her and you don't like the fact that she chews you out and it embarrasses you because you can't handle it in confrontation because you're not that good with it.
I would have respected Mary a lot more to say, I don't like her. I don't want nothing from her.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly.
So I was welcoming that Bree threw the flowers away. I don't believe her. I don't trust her. Say all the things you're not saying because that's more respectful than this that you're presenting. Just saying. I don't want to beat the dead horse, but I would like for Mary to be more truthful because this right here seems so illogical for someone who has amassed the fortune and fame that you have off of your hard work and brain power. It doesn't add up. It's fruitless, it's futile, it's immature, and it doesn't mesh with whom we've come to know and love over the last 9 years.
Go to a spa, get a therapist, do some somatic, like some body work to heal yourself and chill out, Mary, because it's not about flowers. It's about the violation of being robbed and the consequences of the repercussions that it has to your life.
Exactamundo. I don't have no more. Do you?
Nope, that's it. Well, there we go. Season is over.
Can't wait for season 10. That's the big season, child. They're gonna be doing the most.
10 years. Yes. Look at that. Well, this is a cute little season. Really had some dumb issues that they were fighting about, but when did they not? When did they not?
Didn't they, child?
So thank you for the entertainment selling sunset. We hope you enjoyed our reviews.
Yes, and please come back because we got some more stuff coming on. Pipeline, child, we still got take a breath. We still got Southern Charm coming through. And of course, we have the drag race coming in the next couple of weeks. And the other reviews, Salt Lake City is still running when they come back from the holiday. Beverly Hills come back from the holiday, and so much more, y'all. So just know we got some great things coming through and some new things coming through for the new year on this channel. I hope you like them. Before we go, let's find out where Erin is when she's not talking ish with me.
You can catch me on Facebook, Psychic Erin Boyd, or Instagram and Threads. Follow me just, we can be friends. If you like the show, you don't have to hit me up in the DMs for a reading, but if you do, psychic_ELB, hit me up in the DMs if you'd like a reading. Otherwise, please follow I follow back and, just to be part of the community.
Yes. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Also, hype up the video, and we will catch you next time. Bye, y'all. Ray, Ray.